Well, good morning, everybody. It's Alex, team leader. How's it going? How's your weekends? Good. Hope everybody made lots of money or relaxed, whatever, as long as it was successful, right? Mine was pretty good, actually. It was mine and Martha's 20 something anniversary. Once the kids started doing math, we had to just say 20 something to keep the questions down, just to make everything easier. We actually stayed downtown, which was kind of cool. Downtown Cleveland is, I don't know, if it's just because I'm an outsider. I like it. It's kind of cool. I enjoyed it. And we went to our very first NBA basketball game. So that was actually a lot of fun. I didn't realize there was so much show going on. So just on the end, there's pyrotechnics and there's fire coming out of the jumbotron. It's just loud and just it was fun. It was fun. I didn't know they had little shows. There's a guy shooting hot dogs. Come on. I had the cheap seat, so they didn't reach me with a hot dog. Dancing old people. Who doesn't want to see somebody break a hip? That was fun. I had a great time. So that was my weekend. Hope yours was great as well. What I want to talk about today is we're at the end of the year. I know they don't want me to say it, but yeah, the year's over probably. I mean, if I was just a realtor right now, I'd probably start coasting the rest of the year. That was me. It always affected me in February, right? But I had no problem just taking the next couple weeks off. So whatever you guys do, that's perfectly okay. Let's get started. Oh, wait, what are we going to talk about? Oh, I want to talk about balance and success in our life and just some of that stuff. I've got a different take on balance. So I'd like to see what your guys' thoughts are. Let's get going. All right. All right. I was corrected. See, year's not over. Just listed a property yesterday. I agree. All right. I will retract that. It isn't over. However, work-life integration, not work-life balance. Yes, I like that. We'll get into that because I think balance is kind of a made-up concept. Anyways, so I think now is a good time to let's just kind of reflect how was our year, right? Was it a good year, bad year, and just another year? And I think that for us to properly look at it is we need to look at all the different aspects of it. So if I look back in my life, I've had years where I've made a lot of money. 1 or 2 years I felt it was a lot of money. But my family piece maybe wasn't as good as it could have been. And I've had other years where I felt I was just clicked in on the spiritual, right? And actually those years were pretty good for everything. So I want to talk about that. Let me pull up this chart. I think you guys have probably seen this somewhere. Let me find it real quick. And it's the wheel. Have you guys all seen the wheel? Right? And these little coaches would come in, and what they'd have us do is, well, let's mark. Well, where do you think you are on a scale from 1 to 10 on financial? 10 being fantastic, right? 0 being, not quite where I want to be. And then do all these things. Do one for career, social, family, intellectual, physical, spiritual. And what people find is maybe they're really good up here on career, but all the other stuff is down. So then what do they say? They say, oh, you're out of balance, right? Because it's just like a tire. So now you're going dunk, dunk, dunk. I have a problem with that a little bit. Because what I have found, there was a point in my life. Can I tell a story real quick? I'll tell a little story. Kind of a story. Between 33 and 35, where I felt most of the things in my life were going very well. We had a oil field company in Farmington, New Mexico, which was running well, right? So I had leverage. I had people working there. Sorry, Dom, you were my leverage. I had people working, so I had a lot more time for me. So what did that allow me to do? One, I had the money and the time to do a diet. I was down to 198 pounds. I look good. 198, that was good. Even at that, being at like the best weight I felt I'd been, I started to, oh, you look sick. Are you okay? I'm like, you can't win. You can't win. Anyways, so my finances were good. So it started with my finances on the wheel being good. But with that, it allowed me to improve my health, right? So I was down to 198 and I signed up for a mountain bike race. I wanted to do that was my goal. I wanted to be in a mountain bike race. I wanted to do one. So I did one and I won. It's also only 15 miles. And I guess everybody else my age was doing 30 miles. I didn't know. I didn't know I was the only 33-year-old in that class for 15 miles. I still felt pretty good, right? So having more time, that also allowed me to give more to my church as far as time and money. And I was involved more. I was teaching. Martha was involved with the choir. We were plugged in, and it just felt like everything was starting to come up because I was succeeding in one part of this wheel, right? So the career part was going good. So that brought up the financial, which gave me more time on the spiritual, gave me the ability for the physical. And it's funny about this time frame, I was actually learning more than I've ever learned before. I was devouring the cassettes. And I'm not that old. Did I have cassettes, Mar? Yeah, I think I did. But the DVDs, I was just learning, right? So everything came up. Family was good, social was, everything was going well. And I think, my opinion, is it isn't the trick to get all of them up at once. I think it's better you focus on one, right? And you get that to as big as you want. So say we're doing good on your family. Can you bring the family up more? Can we grow the family more? And I believe it brings everything else up. So at times in life, are we out of balance? 100%. There was a point where I was focusing more on career, 100%. But what that allowed me to do was later, okay, I could put a little bit more focus on this other side because this is going well, right? And then when that's going well, then it allowed me, the health piece is good. If I was going to pick something for me now to probably go all in that would help everything else, it's probably going to be my physical. It is. Because what's going to happen if I have more energy? Oh God, look out. See me with full energy? I mean, this is me. I'm at about an 80% of where I should be, I believe. Right? So giving me more energy, I can get more stuff done. I'm in a better mood. If I'm in a better mood, that helps with family and social. If I feel better about myself, that helps with spiritual, financial, everything, career. So let's evaluate ourselves. And I don't think we need to really focus as much on what we didn't do well. Look at what we did well. And can I push that even farther? Right? And by me pushing this farther, can it bring everything else up with it? Ooh, I got comments today. Let's see. Yes, that would be dangerous. Probably going back to the me at 100%. I don't know if it's dangerous, but it's effective and it's fun. So that's my take on this. I think we need to look at this. We need to know where everything's at, right? We need to know. We 100% need to know what's going on with our life and not give ourselves grace. Sometimes we have years with our kids where we're not talking to them as much. Sometimes they don't want us. If anything I've learned with the kids is this, because I've got a few, so I've been doing this for 25 years. They don't always need you at every point in their life. I've noticed like the little guys that when they're younger, they like their mommies more, right? And then there seems to be a point where they're gravitating towards their dad. And my philosophy is with that is I don't know when they're going to need me, but I always need to be available for when they do. And if we go a year and it doesn't feel like the relationship is as strong as it needs to be. Well, maybe they don't need me yet. I've noticed this with my 17-year-old daughter. We were talking about this last night. Me and her have probably gotten closer in the last year than we did her whole 16 years prior. Why? I don't know. I asked her, I was like, why? So I don't know either. So you're funnier now. So, well, no, she understands my humor now, maybe. So I don't know. But the point is, give yourself grace. See where you're at. And I would lean into, if you're killing it on the family, well, how do we make it even bigger, right? If you're doing really good at this piece, how do we make that even bigger? And I truly believe it will bring everything else up and give us a bigger life. What I don't want us to do is so we start focusing on spiritual because it's so down there, and then we start pulling everything else down, or financial or whatever as well. So we're in balance, but we got a really tiny wheel. I'd rather be out of balance and have the goals of having a bigger wheel. All right. That was it. To evaluate. You guys, happy holidays. I'm not going to probably go live again until after New Year's because we're going to be off Monday. Then we got New Year's, and it's going to kill the Mondays a little bit. But I'm here for you guys. If you need anything, let me know. And have a happy holidays. All right. What am I doing? Where's my outro? Outro. All right. Bye.